First question, what happened to togetherness?
Social media.
I agree with that. Next question.
Social media.
What the question was? Read it again, Gene. That some of our members.
Here's the question. What happened to togetherness?
I'm going to go ahead and chime in. I think part of what happened to togetherness is things such as traditions, family reunions, Big Mama, Big Papa, getting together, keeping those family traditions and togetherness. Like, I honest to God can't tell you when the last time I got together with my own family for a family reunion. Things such as family reunions, we have people dying at a younger and rapid rate, starting younger, dying younger. And so those things that like our grandmothers and founding fathers, in our families that kept together, it's no longer there. Cookbooks, getting together on Sundays or things, all of that stuff is gone.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, because I was going to say elders, I think that a lot of us go through a phase of trying to escape family things, like we're like bitter, and I don't want to be like this, and I don't want to be like my mama and all of that, but at some point we do need to actually come together and talk about the issues within family dynamics, or we're going to just keep, I love that we can create family within our friendships. I see a lot of people be like, oh, we're having Friendsgiving and everything, but I mean, there is no Big Mama, there is no Big Papa at the house anymore. There are no matriarchs and patriarchs. It's just everybody's spread about. So the families are dying.
I honestly feel like it's a part of a bigger agenda because it's just not what's in right now. And I think that, especially with Black love, I think a Black woman and Black man come together, like that's super powerful. Like us getting back together as families, us coming together on topics and going to City Hall and stuff like that. That is super powerful. So let's keep y'all apart.
Well,
let's make toxic interesting. Like this is the new thing. This is what y'all need to do.
Yeah.
So, it still exists in my family. Like me and my wife are very close with our families, our kids. We have a blended family. We spend equal time with our kids, extended family, friends. We do everything together. So togetherness is pretty much what we are. And that's, that was the purpose of marriage for us. So it's still there. We ain't missing it.
But I feel like that's one unit. In togetherness, we have to think about community. So it's like, how are y'all going to kind of preach to the community if you're like, okay, we're already doing this really, this is how we're able to do this, and there's people who are lost in that.
We're involved in the community.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I think what it is competition. Together, when you together, that's a team. Nowadays, whether it's a job, whether it's your best friend, your cousin, whoever it is, it's a lot of competition. That's why you don't have a lot of us living in the same roof, living under the same roof, because we all trying to outdo one another. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Thanksgiving, it's either one person cooking the meal or ain't nobody eating. It's not in the we're not in the kitchen as a family anymore. Sunday meals don't exist no more. And like she said, it's off the elders too. A lot of these elders, it's like blind leading the blind.
A lot of people are not elders. Some people are just old.
My point.
Elders require you to gain wisdom, and some people just get older.
So
a lot of us are becoming the elders. A lot of us have been going through a lot of things and
elders is city girls.
Doing a lot of the work that a lot of us have been doing the work that not even people who are senior to us have been doing. So we are the new elders. We have to come together. I like that you said that y'all are involved in the community because that's what we need. We don't have examples. A lot of us don't have the best family examples. So we need more people that come through and they're like, this is how it should be, or here's an example of how we do it.
Eugene, I got a question right here in front of you. I got a question from the audience.
Let's go to the audience.
So I'm in the audience, right?
Yeah, Gary, because that's the audience. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
you
my-
are in the audience,
And
because
it's
that's
my
what the
birthday.
audience is.
And it's my birthday, right?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Aquarius Nation right
Aquarius
there.
Nation, we in the building.
All right. So what we about to do? We about to do a little thing called gaslighting. So I'm about to make the panel think that I wasn't up there earlier. All right. So panel, when you talking about togetherness, how do we figure out how to be together when it comes from traumas, when it comes from nobody doing therapy, when it comes from us just wanting what we want, when our mamas did shit wrong, when our daddies did shit wrong, and nobody holding mamas accountable for what they did to the daughters. As an audience member, I just want to know from the panel, when y'all talk about togetherness, how do we rectify it?
That's a great question.
It start with, like you said.
Wait, hang on. We also have a yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, just get, maybe
Yes,
get in the
ma'am.
mic. Just get a mic. Just yell shit. We
Yes,
give it a-
ma'am.
So I want to answer that question. I think the reason we don't have togetherness is because we seeing everything through the eyes of white folks. Okay? We are seeing things through the eyes of these people that we go on these jobs to.
It's
And
too
we're
early.
trying to be like the people on these jobs and what we see on TV. That's why our love and our relationships don't hold value, because we're seeing them through the wrong eyes. That's why we don't have togetherness.
So let me ask you, hold on, wait, let me ask you, so when you say the eyes through those people, but where do we really see our eyes from? Because everything that, especially African Americans, we've been brought over here, we don't know our history, we don't know where we're from, we don't know how to handle relationships. But throughout slavery and throughout before the 1960s and feminist movement, 84% of black families were married. So do
it
we
goes
not
back
know
to
together?
it goes back to the role model versus the soul model.
I like that.
You understand? We got soulmates and role mates.
Absolutely.
So when you want to go back to the 50s and the 60s, see again, we start seeing things through the eyes of people that we think got power.
I like that.
And we got to understand how powerful we are.
Absolutely.
And our love. See, our togetherness starts with us. And so when people say that they don't know their history, that's not an excuse anymore, because we got Google. I call it the Wiz. All you got to do is go to the Wiz.
Right.
We choose not to know about who we are and how to be in relationships.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I think to answer his question when he was saying when he was speaking about the traumas, of the mamas on the daughters, you have to create a safe space. You gotta be able to create a safe space, whether it's, okay, nobody want to go to therapy. All right, well, let's talk. Let's talk and let's hit the facts and let's get it out. Let's address the elephant in the room without gaslighting it, just keeping it real. This happened on this date. Why did this happen? And talk about it. We talk around things. And then that's why you don't want to go to Thanksgiving. You're like, I don't want them to say nothing. I don't want them to be like, you don't want to come together when ain't nobody talking about what's real.
Well, I ultimately think it starts with you, right? When you want to heal, you will heal.
Right.
When you find someone, let's say you find someone, I know before, I've been married twice, right? So my first time being married was my first committed relationship, right? I had girlfriends before, but not commitment. So I didn't have to divulge and share and discover myself as much as when I chose to get married. Once I chose to get married, then we agreed to heal each other, right? So I had to be vulnerable, she had to be vulnerable. Once we began to heal, we was able to notice some things around us that we was able to help out and assist with, and then it allowed them to help us out as well. So that's how our community continue to grow, our family continue to grow, right? Because everybody wants to heal, but you got to start one day making a decision that that's what you're going to do.
In
I
a
agree when you
relationship,
say
it's
it
going to
starts
start
with
with that uncomfortable conversation. A lot of people don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation in a relationship. So if you can't sit down with your significant other, your partner, and have that conversation where somebody's going to feel a certain type of way, then that's where it has to start at. Like we have to be able to sit down with our partner and have that conversation to where we can't take it one way or the other whether they don't agree with what we're saying. You know what I mean? We got to take constructive criticism.
Cease.
See?
Let's give it up for that. That was a great
That was a great conversation.